Welcome to Not Like This. Not Like This. From professional wrestling, horror films, and everything in between. Strap in. And now your hosts, Dale Zawada and Jim Snedeker Jr.
Welcome to Not Like This. I'm Dale Zawada with Jim Snedeker Jr. Jim, let's get into it.
Get into it, baby.
I know that sound. You know what? Let me get mine. If I can fucking... There we go. Because that right there, this is the first beer I've had in 39 days.
That is quite a feat. Can I ask why 39?
I just wanted to do like a little 30-day cleanse to kind of help with my dieting purposes, and I was like, well, it's pretty easy when you don't buy it, so I'm just gonna, whatever, keep this weight loss thing going. But sometimes you feel like I deserve a beer. I want a beer. So I want to celebrate with a beer.
Why 39 though? Why not 30? Did you start at the end of the month and like I want to do a whole month?
It just happened. It just happened to fall on that. I only found out I was 39 like 2 minutes ago when I was like, how long has it been? All right, now I know. I knew it was over 30.
For that 30th day. 39 days. Give me a goddamn beer.
I know. When I saw 39, I was like, oh, can I just do one more day, get that nice even 40?
Get that Jesus
It doesn't
number.
matter. I've played those games before.
You have.
So I'll probably be
shit-faced.
14.
14?
So I'll probably be drunk by the 20-minute mark on this podcast. Episode 160. Insert the number there.
I think
168.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm drinking. I don't normally drink on weekdays, but I'm off tomorrow, and I got some, I always have stomach problems and whatnot, and I'm going in. They're finally going to go in and take a peek.
What's going on in there? Let's see what these wires are all about.
Upper endoscopy. So they supposedly they put you all the way under. I hope so. Then they stick a little camera down your throat. Check out your esophagus, check out your tum-tum, look around in there. So here's my logic. You're like, well, why are you drinking? That's not good if you have stomach problems. I know. It's great. Let's say you're a geologist and you have to go study this volcano. It's very important that you study it for the safety, of the land, for the good of its surroundings. And you get there and it's just sleeping. You're like, man, I know it's not good if it's bubbling up everywhere, but if it was, we'd get more info. So that's the way I look at it. Like,
I see.
I can't have anything but clear liquids after 12 midnight, which is it's not bad. It's not even fast. And then after 7:15 in the morning, sleep. I can't have anything.
Easy.
So the way I look at it is, if I got some ulcers or something, I got esophageal cancer. I don't know what the fuck it is. If I got something serious, though, I want that shit flaming up. I want to put on a show.
Yeah. Because I know you don't want to walk in there, do the thing, take that deep throat, only for them to be like, everything seemed pretty fine. What are you bitching about? You're like, no. Let me show you the world that I live in.
If there's some little, like pizza topping Freddy chest guys in there, my stomach growing. I want them out and doing I want them putting on their WrestleMania performance for these guys, because I don't want to go in there and have these problems. And then, I behaved and I ate right. And, I didn't drink a lot of coffee, and no, I'm going to do what I normally do. And then, because
that's what they would just say. That's what they would just say. They'd be like, well, you didn't drink beer or coffee and you watched your sugars and it didn't feel bad. Is that what you're saying?
I wish I could watch my sugars, though. That part I would be down with. But don't tell me I can't have coffee. Just don't tell me.
Coffee messes a lot of people up. I see it all the time. Like, I'll be right back. I got to shit.
Oh, yeah. There were some old guys where I worked my last job, and they'd shit like 4 times a day. And every time you'd go in there, it smelled like they just took a shit, but it would smell like coffee and like cigarette ashes mixed together in the toilet water. And I'm like, guys, I think that's going right into your blood supply.
There's no filter system with you.
I think if they took one of those dudes' blood, it would just be cigarettes that came out just like whole cigarettes into the syringe. Bloop, like a magic trick, like some David Blaine shit. And that smell was something, it was just fierce. But I need some coffee. You either got to say you can keep drinking coffee, but XYZ, don't do this, that, or other. Don't have this many cups or more, you know, or you got to write me a doctor's order that says you don't have to wake up early ever again.
I can't do it. My doctor says, because then I'd have to have coffee, and that would hurt.
You say I start at 10 o'clock every morning, or I get to have coffee, because someone's gonna die either way. Maybe my stomach will eat away at itself and kill me, or I'll go on a murder spree.
Someone gonna die tonight.
But yeah, man. I want those little volcanoes popping for tomorrow. I'm not going to do anything rude.
After this, you know what? Maybe we do it now. Let's get it going. Let's get Uber Eats some Taco Bell. Let's do some shots. Let's blow it up. Let's blow it up.
Just some sriracha.
So when they take that camera out, it's more than the camera that comes out.
Yeah, I want a little piece of me coming out with them.
A little gift.
I am curious to see what those results will be. I got my blood work back. I got this little MyChart app, which at first was like, oh, this is just so they can make me pay bills. But your little test results and stuff pop up on here. I got it during the COVID spikes, the heyday of COVID. Like when I had COVID.
So 2 months ago?
November. End of November.
Okay, 4 months. Okay, you got me on that. On that.
And I got it so I could get my test results lickety split. But now I have it still, and I went into the doctor for my normal checkup blood work, which I was late on. They want to do it every 2 years. This was like 2.5.
Oh,
all this shit. I mean, I got Google in my test results. You can't. I don't need you anymore. So I'm looking at them. They're all pretty good, except my triglycerides, which are still optimal.
Why did he have to say the triglycerides? I was hoping of all the things it wouldn't be spikes.
So those they want those under 100, and if it's under 100, it's optimal, right? 87. Well, that's under 100. But I looked at my results because this thing, jacks into your history from before. And I'm like, when was the last time I gave blood? They were 48. I was like, okay.
Oh,
we doubled the triglycerides. Something's wrong. Something's amiss.
Did you say Jackson? What does that mean?
No, it jacks in.
Oh,
like the Matrix. Like it just pulls your old test results in.
See, that's the last thing you knew is it was like micro specific numbers where you're like, well, that's going to be on my mind for the next forever.
No, I love it because
that's good, the problem.
Except my triglycerides were high, so I'm like, oh, so there's something I need to do. I need to change something here. I'm not just fat. I'm actually fat.
I'm super fat.
It's actually just I got fatter. You can look at the weight, and the weight just like kind of bumping, creeping, and then the weight's gone back down, but they don't know that all I did was lose a bunch of muscle in my tit area.
They don't know.
They don't know that. I'm in the worst shape of my adult life.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I got to get you back on the court, Jimbo.
Yeah. I'm the worst shape of my adult life. I have zero motivation to exercise ever.
Oh, no. I think they're going to be like, we went through your blood work. We did the throat cam. You have PMS.
Turns out you have COVID.
You just forever have PMS. You're bloated all the time. You're angry at people on Overwatch. And here's what I really need to do. I need to know if there's some way I can steer this in the direction of getting me jacked up on testosterone. Like, maybe I just have low testosterone, and that's why I'll have all these problems. They're like, I don't know. I think it's just you eat too many donuts. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. Ooh. What about if I give me some HRT? Yeah. Human
reptilian
Human
Entanglement.
regrowth therapy. Is that what it is? Holy shit. Did I actually get it on accident?
Hormone replacement therapy.
Close enough. Well, I mean, if you're going to go in there and you're going to play your silly little fucking games, Jim, you're going to be like, so you got any of that testosterone? Hey, it's legal with the medical cards and the recreation cards. Get that medical game going.
In Indiana, you seriously have to have like really bad cancer, and that is it. You have no other options.
Well, I hope then
medical.
you don't get it then. I hope you don't get the card.
But I'll take the steroids. Can you give me those?
In Indiana, we give those out willy-nilly. Have you seen
I mean, you give out COVID here pretty good.
Yeah.
Took my 18th COVID test this calendar, this 365-day period, and that was negative.
I've only taken 2, I guess, COVID tests. I mean, when you give blood, they run the numbers, so I guess those are my COVID tests.
Oh, the
so
antibodies.
Yeah, they're like that's good. That means you didn't have it. I'm like, thank you. And then I just went and got the vaccine. So
there you go.
And everybody got so upset with me. I told people I'm so excited. Tomorrow I'm going to get the vaccine. And people said, how? Why? You're so young. I said, first of all, thank you.
How? Why?
And second, I was like, who gives it? Like, I was super kicking old ladies out of the way left and right to get this vaccine. I stiff-armed a child. I said, get the fuck out of my way. It's a global pandemic. Oh, the old people, they're already gone. They got 1 foot in the grave.
It's a hard time down here.
Jesus.
Look, I got no sympathy for you if you're crying about getting the vaccine, because I guarantee you're not doing the groundwork. If you're out there, if you were like in your 50s and you're like, oh, I can't get it, but these young people are getting it. You know why? Because we really want it really bad. And we've been calling places one-to-one, getting on different Sam's Clubs lists and shit and doing what we had to do to get it. And you're out here just like, when are they going to come to my house and give me the vaccine? Fuck
I guess
you.
I'll go. I'm going to schedule it and then not go.
It is just the boomerest thing ever, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
we're the kids are the greatest generation. Our jobs are gone. Where's the vaccine? It's out there. Go find it. I
was on this Walgreens like wait list, email list forever.
Yeah.
And then I got a hookup. Coworker was like, hey, you want to, I know somebody in the medical field. I got a cool link here. You want to get a vaccine? And I said, yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to find out what you actually got, because you told me about your coworkers. I got this hookup here. Hey, you want to get some of this experimental spider venom or vaccine injections?
I got that Johnson & Thompson one shot.
I got that Jackson and Jefferson.
They said it was one shot, but it had to be at my dick. I was like, all right, well, if that's what we're doing, I'll do it, because I don't want it. Oh, I was so happy to get the vax, though. Oh, man, I had tears in my eyes. I was so fucking happy.
Got the Blonson and Cronson. It's just as good.
Cronson was after.
Oh. Yeah, I just, honestly, it's been the, like, I don't want to say energy levels, because that's so vague and it's so, like, non-scientific.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I used to hate myself when I didn't work out. Like, I used to mentally beat myself up. If I went like 3 days in a row without exercising, I felt like a piece of shit. And on that 4th day, I busted my ass. And now if I just think about like, do a set of push-ups, I'm like, God, I'm going to be so fucking exhausted after a set of push-ups. I don't want to do it. But I know I'll forever be that way unless I just get on myself and do it.
The rhythm back.
I don't know what
be
it
a
is.
habit. Because I would enjoy my after work, maybe a cocktail or whatever, especially on the weekends, like, oh, video games and some drinking with the friends online. It'd be a good time. And then I was like, 30-day cleanse thing. And after like the 3rd or 4th day, it just becomes habit. It becomes a rhythm. You don't even really think about it. And I think you just need to get that exercise rhythm back. You got to find something that you like to do. Because I don't know if it's push-ups.
Oh, but I was a push-up monster. I was a fucking push-up monster. I loved push-ups. I loved push-ups. I used to, just at work, we would do like push-up contests.
Listen to the adjective, loved.
loved, and now I don't love anything anymore after COVID. I don't want anything. Do you hear me? I don't want anything anymore. I don't know.
Do you think people think that I'm retarded, or
yes,
you when you whatever we do the Kevin Nash adjective joke?
I don't know. I think enough of these people have seen a Botchamania or two, and that used to be right in the intro, you know?
I know the difference between a verb and an adjective. Yes, there's a C in adjective.
You're an award-winning screenwriter. I certainly hope you do.
Oh, Kevin Nash he's vaccinated too. He posted on his Instagram. He drove 2.5. He drove like 3 hours to get his. I drove 20 minutes.
Did you see his comment? Like, I got to get this before the super strain comes out of South Dakota or something.
Oh, Kev, you
shit
bitch.
On those folks. Go for it. Yeah, I got it, and I don't feel bad. And I had somebody in Illinois call me up, an old work buddy. He's an older guy, but like, you know, our parents' age, you know, he's not.
That's old.
Yeah, but he's not.
Sure.
Not old.
Elderly.
Because now I'm getting old, and I'm like, well, I'm not old. And he had gotten it already. He's a veteran. He got it through the VA, but his wife, who's eligible to get it now, just doesn't. She says she wants to get it, but then he'll set something up for it. And she's like, I don't want to go all the way out there for it. And it's like 40 minutes.
Make a Kevin Nash,
Kevin Nash drove 3 hours to get it. She's like, I'll get it, but I just don't want to. And I said, just tell her you're going for pizza and just keep going until you get to the Walgreens and say, oh, well, while we're here, why don't you get the fucking vaccine, bitch?
So when I went, it was at Governor State University, and it seemed pretty busy. And I was talking to the nurse, and I was like, man, there's a lot of people. This is great. You guys are doing an awesome thing. Thank you so much. I'm going to cry again. And she was like, this is really not a lot of people. Last week, it was a lot of people. And that was kind of disappointing because I think it should be super busy every week that they do it.
Yeah. Can everyone just come out and get it? Please. I don't care which fucking one you get. My wife's reactions were so bad for her second shot. So bad. Fever went up to 105.1. It's pretty high.
Damn.
But it didn't stay there.
Radio station.
I was a little worried, but I gave her some Tylenol. I was taking care of her. Gave her a cool compress on the head. It calmed right down. It spiked up quick, too. In like 20 minutes, it was like 101.9, 102.4, 103.5, all the radio stations that are gone.
Yeah.
105.1, I don't even know if that's English-speaking station at this point. So she cooled off.
That's
good. Really tired yesterday, kind of would have like sweats and stuff, but didn't really have a fever. And today she's okay, but she's so far of people I personally know, she's had the worst reaction of anyone I know. 105.1. It's pretty high. And so she was like, I'd do it again. She's like, if I have to react like this every year to get this vaccine every year, I'll do it every year.
Absolutely. I was ready. I told the people above me, I don't call them my boss. I don't have a fucking boss. Fuck you. I told the people above me.
Check us out at furnituregonewild.com.
At Jeff's Bargain Furniture. Yeah. I was like, look, I'm getting the thing. First of all, I got the vax.
Dale's going to be calling up tomorrow. Target. Yeah, here you got furniture department. You need a sales guy? You got a futon? I could sell the shit out of it.
Bedard, you're selling furniture these days. You need a guy? But so I find out about it Friday. I sign up for it Saturday because it's the only day that they're doing it. So I say, shit, that's a big money day for me. I don't give a fuck. I said, I'm going to go get this vax. And I do, like, who cares? And I was ready for, the side effects, the symptoms. And I was like, shit. I mean, I'm going to go to work after this. Maybe I won't make it. Definitely probably won't make it Sunday, the day after that. Because I was asking her, she was like, you're going to have these you might have anal bleeding, scar tissue. I was like, all this shit. I was like, fuck. I was like, when do you think that'll kick in? She said, within the first 24 hours. God damn. I said, all right, it is what it is. Give me a full dose. I want to see that plunger hit the end. And
Saturday
was fine. Sunday was fine. I smartened people up. When I found out about it, I texted damn near everybody I knew. I texted you. I texted some of our friends who don't know who Taz or Saturn are. And I said, hey,
wrestlers.
Go get this shot. Those boys, and you know these boys.
Yes.
They did not react well to it. They had some issues with it, some side effects, some symptoms. But I'm strong like bull. I just no-sold the shit out of it. I think my happiness killed it.
Now, did these boys have COVID?
One of them did.
That's what I've been finding.
Interesting.
In my anecdotes is if you've had it, you react like, so we got Moderna, and I've read like if you get Moderna and you had it, those are the people that have the worst reactions. My first reaction was not as bad as either one of Chris's, but it wasn't like, if I get a flu shot or something, my arm is sore, that's it. This shit, like, the next day I was sort of tired. The day after that, I felt like I had the flu in the morning. Like where your whole body aches. I actually felt like the morning I woke up with my first COVID symptoms, like a truck hit me. But I was like, I'm not really sick. I'm going to work. Like, this is just an illusion. I'm not actually ill with anything. I'm going in.
Yeah.
But Chris was all fucked up. And I'd do it again, too. And I'm guessing the next time around, not going to have had COVID again, it'll be better. That's just my guess.
I like how we're giving. So the Johnson & Johnson one was like one of the latest. Like, this is good to go. We're getting it out there. Then there were some other ones where like, this is technically legal. So it's you might see it from time to time. And those are the ones we gave to like Mexico and like our allies. Like, here you go. Here's the one where you're definitely going to shit yourself. Here you go. Bye, guys.
I'd have shit myself for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so excited.
I was ready.
You don't understand. I mean, you understand. But I mean, I called so many places, got on the list, went online. Don't do online. That's where I think people are fucking up. They'll look online and say like, oh, I can't get it yet. Or they'll go online and I filled out a form online.
I did. Like a mark.
I did that too. But I called a couple places, and when that place I called in person and said, give me that fucking shit, it was Sam's Club. They called me on a Friday. I had a teeth cleaning appointment on a Friday. But I was ready to cancel it. I was like, when do you want me to come in? I was expecting them to be like, you got to be here by, I'll leave right now. I'll get it right now. And they're like, can you be here by 3:00 tomorrow? I'm like, shit, I wanted to flex on the dentist. Because they're always guilt tripping you. Like, it's important. You got to floss, come in twice a year for your, and they'd be like, you're canceling? Yeah, I got to get a fucking vaccine. Now what? You all have it already. It's time for the little guy to get some.
Absolutely.
So I went in there. I was excited. I was pumped. I felt like I was going in. I don't know if there's anything you ever like really wanted or like collected or like maybe tickets to something and it's like that number calls back or you call the store like, do you have a Call of Duty or like some hot thing you're looking for, and they're like, we got one left, we can hold it, and you're like, I'll be right there. I felt like 100 times cooler than that when they were like, you can come get it tomorrow. I walked in there like I was picking up fucking PS6 or something.
Did you get yours through Sam's Club? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Was it Walgreens through Sam's Club or just
no?
Sam
they have
himself?
their pharmacy. They have
Sweet.
a pharmacy. You don't even have to be a Sam's Club member, and I've been telling people that too.
Oh, and they didn't get you. I figured they'd be like, "Hey, man,
no.
you really want this vaccine?"
No, I'm not a Sam's Club member, and I said that on the phone. Do I have to be a member? They're like, nope. I'm like, I will see you tomorrow at 3:00.
What if they said you had to be a member?
I just signed up for a member. Yeah, I'll sign up.
Absolutely, I'd sign up.
Fuck yeah, I would. And I'd be like, you know what? That's a brilliant sales tactic.
They missed the boat,
and I hate you for it, but I'll do it.
So was it like a smaller affair?
There was like a couple people there.
How many nurses did they have? How many shot distributors did they have? Okay.
The pharmacist gave it to you.
So my thing was a lot bigger. Well, it was at Governor State, It was in the gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a big old, so you like sign in was in like a conference center. It was huge. It was almost like a little mini Comic-Con. It was like a little C2E2. There were dozens of nurses stationed, and like the energy was so cool, and those guys were like rock stars. And it was awesome. Although there were some people who just seemed annoyed to be there, like they were getting the vaccine. I was like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Oh man.
I know somebody
So
that
happy.
got Bell's palsy recently and just got the vaccine, and I read online that that's a side effect of the vaccine.
Really?
Yeah. And now Jim Ross is like an exception. Apparently it's supposed to like go away for most people after a while. But I'm like, if I got Jim Ross forever to get the vaccine, would I do it? Now, Jim Ross temporarily, sure. Of course I'd do it. But what if I got Jim Ross for life to get this vaccine?
I wouldn't risk it because I've made it this far.
Yeah,
without
right.
getting it. I was like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And that's another reason I was so excited, because in a weird way, I felt like I fucking deserve this. I've done everything right. I've sacrificed all the things, all the holidays, all the friends things, all the birthdays. It's like, give me that fucking shot. Give me the thing.
Yeah, I felt vindicated because I work in the educational facility realm. And in Indiana, they were like, fuck you, go to work. You'll be fine. Well, we're going to loosen up the restrictions a little bit. I'm like, you sons of bitches. Like, nobody has to be back right now.
Yeah, it was the old Native American blankets right there. They gave like, hey, have these blankets. Nothing wrong with these smallpox blankets. These children who are just infected, just walking up and down the halls.
I got it right when the experts were predicting it was going to get the worst, too. Like right before December, end of November. Like, just wait till the holidays. Wait till it's been cold for a while. You're going to see it. It's going to spike up. And sure shit it did, And
Fauci,
like,
he knows.
What, like, I would been back since May, but nobody was there and everything was fine all summer. Into the fall, and then as soon as winter was creeping in, bam, everybody started getting it. And they're acting like it hasn't been a big problem. Like, yeah, we're just lucky we all lived.
Yeah. So folks, go out there and get it. Look online, make these phone calls.
Do some work is all I'm saying. Like, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. Look where you live and see where all the Walmarts and Sam's Clubs are that you'd be willing to drive to. That's all I did. And I called those places and said, hey, I want to put my name down for the vaccine. They ask you a little questionnaire on the phone. And then one day they just called me up and I got it. And that's it.
Because with the funny thing, it's so funny, Jim, with the vaccine is like it goes sour. So they're like, we need to use it. Like, this is about to go bad. So like, you might get lucky. Like, yeah, can you get in before 5? Otherwise, this is going in the dumpster behind the store.
Right. Yeah, and I was hearing about some like really just soulless shit where places were like, well, no, you just have to destroy it. Those people didn't come in, and those people aren't on the list. Get rid of it.
In front of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's just some sick shit.
That's pretty weird. I haven't heard any of those stories.
I mean, I don't know. It's just things I've heard. I've not read an article like that's been fact checked and for sure this has happened. I've just heard rumors about it, where it's like, well, no, they throw it away. Because the state won't allow them to go off of the phases, like, oh, well, they're not in the phase. We got to destroy it. If it's unused, we can't like reuse it. And the state says they don't give a shit. If you want to come in and get it, like, yeah, that's very Indiana. I don't know for sure if that's happened. That's just what I've heard. And this is a comedy podcast, and everything we say here is just for comedic effect. Nothing we say can be taken at its true word for the purposes of any sort of lawsuit or anything.
But of course.
So
and
that's what I heard. And that's some sick shit.
the phases, and are you elderly? Like, there were people of all ages when I went,
Yeah.
as there should be. Like, we're supposedly reaching somewhat of the finish line. So if you can go, because you are going to have a lot of people who can go and don't. When I went and gave blood, I think I might have mentioned it. I asked that person, I was like, hey man, you got any tips on this vaccine? And they were like, yeah, the further away from the city of Chicago, the better, like the sticks. But they're like, we had to go to Will County to get ours. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. You have to go to like these hillbilly towns because they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Like they have the opportunity. They're just not going to go. So you can go. You just have to drive a bit. I understand.
Yeah, when I went, you said what kind of an affair was it at Sam's Club? It wasn't an affair. It was packed because it was Saturday at Sam's Club, and there were like a normal amount of people waiting for prescriptions and like one or two other people getting the vaccine. That was it. That wasn't like a vaccination event at Sam's Club. But they did open it up in Indiana. Great. Finally, they put educators and people who work at schools on a like priority list.
Yeah.
And then we were getting tips, like, hey, they're going to have a big vaccination event here, a big one there. I'm like, cool. I just did my work myself and got it already, but I appreciate the effort in spreading that word. I want more people vaccinated, man.
And that was another reason I didn't
goddamn shows.
I didn't have any guilt about going, because I was like, look, I encounter about 100 strangers a day at my job. Do you want me to get your grandpa sick when he comes in to get his power lift recliner? Is that what you want? No, you want me to have it. You want me to get vaccinated for you.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't feel, I was wondering how I was going to feel when I thought about it. In an imaginary scenario in like December, like, when the vaccines come, like, I wonder, like, what if I get it ahead of someone? But here's how I look at it. This vaccine's been out. It's been widely available to the people that are in the phases that are eligible in Indiana. If they have vaccine to give me, you don't want it that bad. That's
Getting
on
that
you.
Runoff.
You don't want it that bad. If you want it, I did the work. I called places. I wasn't just sitting in my house looking at a screen and it says no, and I go, well, I want to get it. I just can't. It says no. Fuck
what?
You give me that shit.
What's going to happen? So eventually all the people that want the vaccine, they're going to get the vaccine and it's going to be great. But what about all these people, these anti-maskers, these dumb Republican idiots? Whoops, made it political. Those morons, I'm sorry, idiots. Like that, group, if they don't get it, what happens to them? Do they just die out? Do they just die out?
Well,
can we make is the government going to be like, yeah, you got to go and get it now, please? Like,
we've been loosening up on a lot of vaccinations in the past couple decades because of this bullshit, fake fear mongering.
Jenny McCarthy,
that shit. Yeah, the doctor that she cited who was completely fabricating data and lied. It wasn't like, well, from a certain point of view, like, no, he just made shit up about vaccines given autism. That whole thing that hit the mainstream media, and he got on shows and people were really talking about it like it could be a real thing. And then years later, after all of these board certified specialists and immunologists and all these people studied his findings, and they're like, there are no findings. He just made this up. Like, none of this is even real. It doesn't matter. It got out into the ether. It's sort of like COVID. It didn't matter. It slipped out, and now we got to deal with it. So that started. That was like mid to late 90s ish. So, the problem is vaccines back in the day, like when the polio vaccine, measles, that kind of shit came out. And still to this day, if you go to school, they require that you get the vaccine. Then they started loosening up on it and saying, well, if it's against your religious beliefs, you don't have to get it, which is bullshit because people will get a religious exemption. But I guess the only thing they care about is, like, first of all, I don't remember seeing any of this in any Bible that you can't get a vaccine. But secondly, all of the other shit that they do in their life, which has nothing to do with what is laid out in the Bible, is okay. Except vaccines, I guess, and like probably female reproductive rights. I was just guessing off the top of my head. So there's been people getting exemptions, but like the polio vaccine, measles, it was like everybody who could get it got it. And if you were in some high risk category or you were allergic to one of the things in the vaccine that they put in it to like preserve it or something, like people, there are always medically unable people who like they can't get it, or they'll have serious health complications. But they've always been protected because everyone else who could get it had to get it to like go to school and shit. But now we have these people where like, oh, I don't feel like it, or I think they're putting chips in me.
Oh, yeah.
So the problem is when they don't get it, it's not, they'll probably be fine. They'll get COVID and get sick and be okay or whatever. But because they were able to get it and didn't, somebody who really physically isn't able to get it will be at risk of like dying from it because it'll be more prevalent. That is the problem.
That's sad. Yeah,
with people not getting vaccinated is the little babies. There are people with, you know, like certain cancers and illnesses where they can't get the vaccine. It's too risky. They rely upon us to be vaccinated and keep the disease at bay, so that they can survive. And that's actually what breaks my heart and makes me sad, because I think of those people.
Very sad, man.
So what I hope is that,
so
that those people do die before they can spread the disease to someone who deserves to live.
I sure do hope they die. Man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't want to say I hope they die.
Oh,
but
no, no. I'm sorry.
No,
I
listen.
just hope they die is all.
If it's somebody who's so selfish, that they don't want to do what is basically their social duty as being a citizen of a country. If they won't do what is necessary to help people who cannot do that thing, and I have to pick between one of those two people, I'm always picking that I'm going to keep the person around who didn't have a choice in the matter. It's my freedom. I don't gotta. Okay, well, I hope you go before you spread it around to people who can't get it.
You know what the Bible says. We went to Catholic school for most of our lives. You know what the good book says? It says, kill thy neighbor with COVID.
It actually,
not love thy neighbor. Oh, what?
It says that a lot. That's the thing. That's why I don't like using that so much. But yeah, the golden rule that they taught us, they took out the good stuff and taught us all that. Because if you just read through some of the Bible,
but they even have like a top 10 list for these guys coming in at number 4.
Yeah,
love thy neighbor. You know,
yeah, no,
do not covet. You're to show me covet your neighbor's wife.
But the Old Testament,
it's listicle.
It's full of shit where it's like, go kill all those people in that other town. They don't believe in me. Kill them all and make sure you rape their wives and take all of their property and make their children slaves. Like, whoa, maybe we should just throw this whole book away. Like it's got a ton of this bad shit that we don't want anyone else doing but us.
Fucking metal. So go get vaxxed up. Unless you can't get vaxxed up, then just be cool and hope these other people wean themselves out of the population. That'd be a shame.
Yeah, you know what'll happen too is the job market will loosen up. You know, we get more of these people out of there.
Do you know
the economy will turn around?
What I did today for the first time since last February when COVID started shutting everything down. I was on Spotify.
And I went to a massage parlor.
Oh. I was listening to a Twisted song because they were one of my favorite bands. And on Spotify, you can click, the artist, click. You can click, bio, latest songs. You can also click concert, see when they're coming to town, maybe get some tickets. For the first time in over a year, I clicked that button. with an actual bit of hope, saying, I don't know, maybe they got something lined up for late summer or something. That hope is coming back. I'm not even a music guy. I know some people are like, I need my festivals. I need my concerts. I just need to be out of the house. That's why fishing today was so much fun for me, and I'm feeling so good. But yeah, we're getting there, folks. You just got to be cool. Then you got all these lunatics in Florida, no masks, just slobbering all over one another. And I'm like, all right, we're going to have another little spike, but that's their problem, I guess. Good job, DeSantos, or whatever your name is.
Yeah. There'll be blips. There'll be some spikes and surges, but I'm hopeful that it will be more like, like, I don't think there are people that have really bad health conditions that care about surviving that go to Sturgis.
Yeah. Like, we could just nuke that weekend.
You know what I think we should do is just make them all stay there until COVID has sort of run its course through all of them.
I think we should put them on an island all together. But then, like, the president's plane goes down over that island, and somebody brave has to go, like, get them from that island and escape out of it. I don't know, maybe we make a movie out of it. There we go. Escape from New York's vax.
Escape from Sturgis Island.
Escape from Sturgis. I love it. And folks, you just heard it in real time. That's the title of the episode, Escape from Sturgis.
Oh.
Speaking of John Carpenter, let's get away from this now. 41 minutes in here. Get vaxxed, folks. We're getting there. It says John Carpenter related. Resident Evil. All right, stay with me. The Resident Evil film reboot is officially titled Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, and it draws inspiration from John Carpenter, who I go down this rabbit hole because I see Resident Evil movie. I say, no, thank you. Those movies suck. And then I see, okay, they're actually going to model them after the first couple games. I say, go on. We're also drawing inspiration from John Carpenter. Please continue. And I go down this rabbit hole. I find out, and this is probably going to be news to you. Not too long ago, actually it's Patreon related, so I'm not going to get on that Patreon grind. Capcom, because we talk about Capcom and our movie.
We did.
Boy, oh boy, these folks make some mistakes at Capcom. John Carpenter wrote a treatment for a Resident Evil movie for Capcom. And they said, nah.
Come on.
Jesus Christ.
Did they even read it, though? Or were they like, we don't want a treatment? we got this under control. You saw Street Fighter.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. When I saw that, I got so mad. I wanted to call John Carpenter because I'm sure he would have answered his phone, gave me a couple quotes. Fuck, that's insane.
That feels like, I mean, to me, I went to this like guitar shred off competition and I pretty much knew I was going to win. And then after I heard the other people playing, like, God bless them, right? But I'm like, but good luck. And I didn't win. Can you imagine being John Carpenter? Like, yeah, I know a couple things about horror. Here's a treatment for your video game zombie movie. I think I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? You don't. Oh, you're going to go with the mortal. Oh, well, okay. Well, thanks. No. That's fine. Yeah, I'll just make vampires or something. I don't know. I'll do
what's
something.
That? You'll call me? Yeah, I'm sure I'll answer. Man, that's thinking about that, it's so crazy. That's a what if right there. John Carpenter's Resident Evil. Whoo. Fuck. But yeah, this one does sound pretty interesting. This new Welcome to Raccoon City. Obviously, it's a kind of a goofy title, but yeah, if they're drawing inspiration from JC and those first two games, which makes sense. I do like combining them into one movie. That just works for me.
Yeah, they didn't really.
Yeah, that could be good depending on who they get.
That first Resident Evil movie to me resembled nothing.
Right,
of
not
the
even
game
close
at all. And it's sort of, I think it made money, right? That first one, Yeah, I mean, they made a bunch of them. It had to have made some money. But honestly, anyone who saw that, it's like, oh, yeah, video game movies suck. Like, wait, this has nothing to do with the actual games it's based on, though. And that was always a shame because, like, the first couple games, I never finished them, but I played them. And the atmosphere and everything of them is way scarier and cooler than any of the movies. It's not even in the same ballpark.
And this is where I thought you were going with it. The games are kind of cinematic. You just kind of copy and paste a little bit, and you're done.
I get not wanting to do that with like a Metal Gear Solid or something where it's like it is a movie that you're playing through, sort of, where you're like, well, I have my own take on it. I understand that viewpoint and that maybe strategy or whatever, but not with a game like that. It's sort of like Halo or Metal Gear Solid, where it's like, well, if they made a movie, just make the game the movie. You know, like you don't got to fuck around and make Mario Brothers. Just make the game the movie.
There are enough plot points to string together to make a movie. Like Mario Brothers, that's difficult.
Sure, yeah.
That's just difficult. But Resident Evil, Uncharted, and I don't buy this. Well, we want to do our own thing. We don't want to just copy and paste. That's too easy. Nobody's done that.
Yeah, give it a shot.
And nobody's certainly done it successfully. You know what I would like to see? 4 or 5 copy and paste movies where I'm like, wow, it's just like the game, but it's in movie form. It was kind of cool. Let that become a little fad. Let it die out. Then let people like, all right, now we're going to put our spin on it because it's just kind of played out now. I don't buy that. We can't just copy and paste because it's already a movie. I don't like that.
Look, I understand. All I'm saying is I get the argument of I'm just going to do something that isn't the game is such a good movie unto itself. I'm just going to do something different. But you could still make it good though. Couldn't you?
What the fuck is this now? Now I'm finding out John Carpenter did some sort of pitch or treatment for a Dead Space movie. He loves his video game. Somebody let this old bastard make a video game movie. Let's give him a camera and a couple $1 million. God damn.
He's like, hey, I love these video games, and they're sort of based on horror, which I sort of helped make a thing. And I like them, and I make movies. So if you want to make your game into a movie, maybe we could. No, you don't want to? Okay. You want someone shitty to do it? Okay. Thanks. God damn, that is so stupid. That is the most ridiculous thing I could think of. You have John Carpenter come to you and want to do a horror movie based on your horror game, and it just doesn't pan out. Because this is a guy who, from what I can tell, pretty much doesn't want to do anything anymore. So you should feel honored and blessed.
Yeah, he fucking crawls out of his cave and points to you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to work with you on your thing. And you say no. All right. 6 more weeks of winter.
That's how I feel. It's bullshit. Come on. Oh, I'm so pissed now.
That's so sad. We're going to miss out on that.
Can you imagine? It's like, yeah, I really love Half-Life, guys. I think maybe we could. No. And then you find out there could have been a Half-Life movie that John Carpenter wrote.
That one I don't know about. That's
horrific enough. It's creepy. Right. It's sort of
Half-Life is such a huge spectacle, though. I think you almost need like a Spielberg level sort of guy.
Not to write it. John just wants to write it. I got a treatment. Just look at my treatment.
I smoked this spliff, sparked up this little baby's leg and just wrote this treatment for it. Maybe it was dog shit. What if it was really bad?
It was just shitty. And they're like, yeah, we love Halloween too. Why don't you, well, you know what? We'll be in touch. Our people will give you a ring. We're looking at all of the options are on the table at this point. Let's just put it that way. I mean, that happens. It happens in music.
Sure.
Some singer goes to another band, or someone's switches camps and you're like, oh God, that's got to be amazing. And then you hear it and you're like, oh shit, I guess they're just done being good.
Yeah, sad.
Or like a producer, like this producer that did all these great albums is working with this new band or like this old band that is coming back, and you hear what they've done. You're like, ooh, rough.
It is. And speaking of,
I bet it wasn't though. I bet it wasn't bad. I bet his shit was good.
Really good. I am going to dig deeper into that. Hopefully, I have some more information next week because I want to know more about that. And if I can get a hold of John Carpenter, it's got to be easy. It's got to be easier than you think
to get a hold of him.
Yeah, like, hey John, what were some of the things that you were going to have in your movie? And he'd be like, oh, XYZ. Like, I think I could get it. I think you can get an XYZ out of them just to make Capcom look like fucking dorks.
Oh, yeah. Well, really, I was going to focus on Raccoon City and the plot and atmosphere of the first couple games, and then he's already won. It's already over. He's already won the contest.
Better than the other ones. Those movies are so bad.
But who knows? Like, Capcom is so stupid. Maybe a couple directors and writers were like, yeah, we love this game. We want to sort of take this and make it into, and they're like, no, we want you to do something different with it. Can you have zombie steroid dogs?
I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street, they had Peter Jackson and his buddy at one point. They're like, we got a treatment right here. And they were like, nah. I mean, they didn't know what was going to happen with those guys, but looking back.
What was that, like mid-90s?
Mm-hmm.
Like before Frighteners or after Frighteners?
It was close enough to Frighteners.
Okay. Because if it's after Frighteners, shame on you. You know, he wants to revitalize your horror movie franchise, and he made a movie with ghosts and shit in it. It wasn't just Meet the Feebles.
His was, I remember his idea. It was the kids they would put themselves to sleep and go into the dream, and Freddy, because they just didn't fear him, so he was like old and weak, and they would just beat the shit out of him. And then he managed to like kill one of the kids, and the table started to turn, and he would kind of gain his strength back and off to the races, sort of thing.
Sounds like a lot of, I mean, aside from they just go beat on him, there's several. I feel like every Nightmare sequel starts like that. We beat him in the last one, but now he's growing strong again because you're scared.
And it's fine. The same thing, but different. I mean, that's producer catnip.
They did borrow heavily from that theme. I'd say most in Freddy versus Jason, you know, where it's like, no one is scared of me anymore. I have no power. I'm still here. I exist, and I look like Freddy, and I'm talking, but I have no power.
Nobody's afraid.
And he has to make him scared again. But that could have been good with Peter Jackson handling it.
It would have been visually something else.
Fuck, can you imagine him making that boiler room? This motherfucker made Mount Doom.
We would have had probably some new visuals instead of like, here's the boiler room, here's this, here's the same old thing. That's one of the reasons I liked Freddy's Dead, because I was like, okay, you actually get to see like the fucking backyard, and you get to see the workshop. You get to see it live and breathe a little bit. There's a little humanity, some realism to the situation. I think Peter Jackson would have expanded and evolved some things. The lore would be completely different to what we know it as now, and that's fine. Man, a lot of what ifs tonight.
Could have been what could have been, and that's just got to be not humiliating, I guess, but then maybe for the best. You know, maybe that chip on their shoulders helps them do other things. Not so much John Carpenter, but I'm sure if you did some digging, you could find, or, you know, Quentin Tarantino wrote Halloween 6, you know, or a treatment of it or whatever. I guess that always gets blown out of proportion how much actually happened there. But
yeah, I think he just had like a couple ideas.
But he was, you know, he went on it. He wrote a movie right around then, right? What was it? I forget. He wrote something before Reservoir Dogs that he didn't direct, right?
I believe so.
and then Reservoir Dogs, and then Pulp Fiction, and then
You had your chance.
hey, Halloween. We could have done something. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sure you would love it now if Quentin Tarantino made you a shitty Halloween sequel.
Maybe we can still salvage some of this if we can get that goddamn Stephen King Friday the 13th novel. You know he wrote it. He writes a book every week. He's got it somewhere.
He gets all snarged up and writes a book.
He sneezes out a Coke booger and the booger just writes the novel for him.
I would feel so humiliated and subhuman and like a piece of shit if I find out that he's like, no, that was a joke tweet. I would never write that. It's so stupid. I'd be like, yeah, right. Of course you'd never write. That's so stupid. Anyone who got excited about that's just dumb.
You thought I was really asking you to prom?
They're stupid. If they thought that would have been cool.
I'm so fucking stupid.
No, see, it's funny because those movies are terrible dog shit pieces of garbage, and I was making fun of that there is no story, not even if I could write it. Like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you were doing the whole time. But man, if that shit just dropped, what if there was no press or announcement, like build up, and then
Boom,
Stephen King's new book is out today. It's what was it called? I, Jason or something?
Oh yeah, I think that
Get a
is.
title and everything. Follows the Camp Crystal. Like, Jesus Christ, I'd buy that immediately. I'd buy the Carabac fucking gold-plated edition that comes with the Master Chief helmet. I'd go all out on that shit.
I get the Kindle version, the hardcover, the paperback.
It'd come with a vial of Kane Hodder's blood.
Speaking of Friday the 13th, this is a big day. This is a big celebration.
Ooh.
A big happy birthday to our main man, Roy, because a new beginning opened this day in 1985. So a big happy birthday to Roy.
They couldn't
Welcome
get it to
aboard.
open on a Friday the 13th.
You know, you can't. Well,
I guess when you're doing one every 9 months.
Yeah, part 4 came out 2 months prior. They can't. Fuck.
Oh, good Lord. Well, God bless Roy.
Good old Roy.
He just wanted to murder a bunch of innocent people because his son died.
That movie should have been a lot shorter. They should have killed his kid. He shows up in the ambulance with his partner, like, oh, there's a dead body. Huh? All right, let's see. Oh, it's my son. And he just kills everybody in about, I don't know, 12 minutes. And then we're out of there. It's like an episode of Friends length. We're done.
Or he takes the axe out of his kid and just smashes it in his own head. And just
my God.
Just says the end.
Jesus Christ. Or he tries to kill people, but he just can't because he's a bumbling idiot. And the guy that kills his kid kills him too. Or the cops just put him down. It's like, whoa, can't do that. Roy.
Or the whole movie is just that sequence with Corey Feldman in that producer's backyard in the rain. And when he dies in that little dream, the whole movie ends. It's like 30 seconds long. The end. He got him. Came back and got Tommy. Yeah, that was a
Plug
wild
it up
story.
and get out of here. I forgot about that too.
Yeah, he was like starting to be a big shot. Like, we need you for the sequel. He's like, I'll give you 4 minutes with me. Like, well, can you be? No, not going to any set. And they're like, well, this guy's got trees in his yard. We'll just shoot it here.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does. Looks
Fooled
better
me.
than part 4.
Fooled the shit out of me. Folks, I'm going to ask you to go to patreon.com/notlikethis and sign up, become a subscriber. You don't have to do it for a long time. Just do it for a little bit because you're missing out on some content.
Yes,
we just did a movie watch along. That was a very good time. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I always tell you what it is. I want there to be some mystery. It is video game related.
If you want to know what it is, you can go to patreon.com/notlikethis and see what it is for free.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can see everything. You just can't listen to it, baby. You actually can't see it yet. It's not up yet. It's not up yet. It's not time. It will be up
We're
in
getting
several
there.
days, but you can see all of the other things that all the other special podcasts we've done just for our
Yeah.
Patreon subscribers.
And if you don't like movies, get on that wrestling rabbit hole tier, because I'll tell you what, the next one we put out is going to be really good, because we're probably going to record it hours after Jim's big procedure tomorrow. So he's going to be loopy doopy.
Oh,
and if
yeah.
you think I'm not taking advantage of that shit, you do not know me. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of it, and it's a good one to be out of it for.
Facebook.com/Not Like This Podcast. That's where I post these episodes for you. And the accompanying videos or pictures, although I don't think there are any this time, because we spent 41 minutes talking about vax. Get vaxxed up. But that is going to do it, folks, for episode 168. Thank you for listening. I'm Roy.
I'm Jenny McCarthy.